Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is Munya and welcome. If you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button and turn on the notification so that I send you a notification whenever I post a video. So guys, I'm back with another booming crash strategy. This one is also another scalping strategy, and our target will be 100 pips for each entry. So if you have seen the previous video on my booming crash, we were targeting 50 pips. If you haven't, I will leave the link in the description. Check it out. So before we start, we need to change the settings of the charts. I understand most people have, let me just clear this before we start. I understand the default settings for MT5 is this. So what we want is, we want to have the bull candles, which is the long ones, the spikes, to be green, and then the bearish candlesticks to be red. Okay, so how do you do that? You tap anywhere on your chart, and then you go to this setting, then you should see something like this, and then you go to colors, customize color scheme, and then you choose. And then when it says bull candle, we want to change that to green, and when it says bear candle, we want to change that to red, and then click done. So you now have something like this. The bearish candlesticks will be red, and then the bullish candlesticks will be red. So even if you check here, the bullish are green, and then the bearish on spike, on the crashes, are red. So what we want to do is, we want to use the awesome oscillator. So what you simply have to do is, you click here, and then you choose awesome oscillator here on Bill Williams, and then what you need to change the pixels. You can make it 2 or 3 for them to be visible for you, and then the style on value up, we want it to match with the color of our candlestick, of our bullish candlestick. So if your bullish candlestick color on your charts is green, you want to put the value up as green. And if your bearish candlesticks are red, you want to put the color of the value down to be red. This is very important, guys. These colors, I suggest everyone just uses this setup. You change your bullish candlesticks to be green, and then you change your bearish candlesticks to be red, and then you click on settings. Sorry, you go on awesome oscillator, and then your value up becomes green in color, and then your value down becomes red in color. Then click done. So you should have something like this. Okay, now you need something to show you the trend. If you are good at drawing trend lines, you can basically draw a trend line using the shapes here. Okay, yeah. So basically here you can see we're in a downtrend. Okay, we're in a downtrend. Or if you're not good at using trend lines, you can simply use indicators. So you add on your main chart, just add the exponential moving average with period 13, click done, and then basically if the exponential moving average with period 13 is pointing down on your 15-minute time frame or on a 30-minute time frame, you know that you are in a downtrend. Right? So or when it's pointing up, you know you're in an uptrend. As simple as that. So what you want is, we're gonna start with the boom, either boom 500 or boom 1000. Right now I'm opening boom 1000, and the first condition for you to enter the trade, remember we are scalping. So if you're on boom, you'll be selling. If you're on crash, you'll be buying. So when do you buy? When do you sell when you're in boom? The first thing is you have to determine if you're in a downtrend or not. Sorry. Okay guys, sorry about that. So what I was saying is, on boom 1000 or boom 500, you're looking to scalp a sell. So you're looking for first a downtrend. Remember I said you have to be in a downtrend. Why? Because you're scalping, and so you don't want to be scalping when it's in an uptrend, because boom spikes going up. So if it's in an uptrend, it can keep spiking and spiking and spiking. But if it's in a downtrend, you know the spike will just happen, but it will retrace back, and you can still minimize your losses, or you can cut them off totally. So that's the first important thing. And we said to determine that, you can either use the indicator here, which is the EMA 13, which is pointing down, and then if in the 50-minute is pointing down, you know you're in a downtrend. Or you can just draw trend lines. Remember, the trend is your friend. So once you have determined you're in a downtrend, which is the first condition, the second condition is you go to your 1 minute time frame, right? And you look at your awesome oscillator. Your awesome oscillator will tell you something very interesting. Remember, you are scalping, so your entries should be just after a boom spike. Okay, so what you do is you come to your awesome oscillator. You can see here the spike happened, and the awesome oscillator was showing the value up to be green. So what you do is you wait for the value up to change to a value down here. So the change from just after the spike, you wait for the awesome oscillator to change from green to red when you're on boom. You wait for the awesome oscillator to change from green to red, which means you could have ended on this candlestick right here. So when you enter, remember we are targeting 100 pips, which means we are targeting these two candlesticks. So the moment these two candlesticks finish, you close, you take your 100 pips. Okay, let me show you how accurate this is. Come here, a spike just happened. You wait for the awesome oscillator to change from green to red. The moment it changes, you enter your two candlesticks, you close. Remember, you have to enter on two candlesticks, which means 1, 2, you close. Don't be greedy. And one more, just collect your 100 pips and go. For you to be accurate with this one, you can even have 100% strategy. I know most people say there's no 100% strategy, but with this one, I haven't missed. Just the spike happens, you wait for the awesome oscillator to change from green to red, you take your 100 pips, you exit. The easiest way for you to know when to exit, right, is if you're using this strategy. If you are using this strategy and you enter, let's say you enter with the lot size of 10, 100 pips will be when you make $10. So as easy as that. That's when you know you have to exit. So you can even leave the charts and go to the running trades and see if you have reached the amount. If you enter with the lot size of 20, your take profit will be at $20. If you enter with the lot size of 1, it means you have to take your profit at $1 If you enter with the lot size of 5, you take a profit at $5. That's 100 pips. So yeah, okay, let me go back maybe. So in a scenario like this, you see the spike happened, but there was no change in color, so we were not supposed to enter because another spike was gonna come. That's how you know that this strategy is very accurate. If it was not accurate, it was going to give you a change in color here while another spike is coming. So with this strategy, you can easily dodge the spikes, because as long as there is no color change just after the spike, it means another spike is going to happen. So if you're a risk taker, you can even enter a buy, but now you'll be gambling. So here, after the spike happened, you had to wait, and then the change in color happened, then you take your 100 pips and then you exit. As simple as that. So let me go to crash 500. Let's see if there was an entry. So the first thing you do is you determine whether you're in an uptrend when you're on crash. You do that by going to your 5-minute or your 15-minute. Right now you can see that the uptrend is about to form, but it's not fully formed. So you wait for the perfect entry. You go maybe to crash 1000. Let's check. You can see it's in a downtrend, so there was no entry there. But here when it was in an uptrend, what you could simply do is you go back to your 1-minute time frame. Yeah, I think this is when it was in an uptrend. Okay, yeah, you wait for the spike to happen, and then you wait for the color change on your awesome oscillator, and then you take your 100 pips. So the color change, when you're in crash, the color change has to be from red to green. When you're in boom, the color change of the oscillator has to be from green to red. So I don't know, you can practice this strategy, but as for me, I've been collecting 100 pips. So you can still do the same thing. If the same thing I explained in my previous video for booming crash, which is if you have a $1,000 account, scalping with this strategy, you can use a lot size of 20, which means of 25, sorry, which means you are targeting $25. As simple as that. You enter, you target $25 in like 2 minutes. If you have an account of 1,000, if your account is 900 to 500, you enter with a lot size of 17, and all you have to do is close when you reach $17. If you have an account with 400 to 500, you enter with a lot size of 10. All we have to do is target $10 in 2 minutes. So you can look for so many entries just after the spike, and then you wait for the color change to happen in the oscillator, and then you enter. So if it's a bit confusing for you, I think you should watch the previous video I posted on booming crash. I'll leave the link in the description, and if you have anything else you want me to explain, you can always contact me on my details below on my Instagram or on my WhatsApp, and we can talk. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, share with others, and let's wait for another one.